the right microphone. Okay. Hello. I want to make sure the correct microphone is on. Hello, sit down, Steve. Where are you? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, I need a hat and gloves. This is very cold, very cold. I think I'm going to tilt the camera up a little bit more. Can you all hear us? Can you typety type? Okay, let's see. If I tilt us up a little bit more, it's way less towel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we got Nature Photo Studios.
Nature Photo Studios, yeah.
Studios.
Okay. Can you hear us? Hey, Irene. Hey, Nature Photo Studio. Sorry, I can't remember your name. I've got my podcasting mic and my webcam outside because we thought let's do this outside, but it's 20 degrees. Good morning from New York. Okay. I've got my little beanie here because 20 degrees. Let me know if you can hear us.
I can't.
Our dog wants outside. Forget about it. You're not coming
New
outside. New York. How is it in New York this morning? Is it cold? Oh, loud and clear. Oh, fantastic. It worked. I basically took my office setup and brought it outside because we're an outdoorsy type channel, right, everybody? Yeah, that's right. I think what I'm going to do is now I've got my gloves on. I got to take them off. I want to just do. Oh, hey from New Mexico. Nice. Greece. Hello. Good morning. I should try to place this kind of more towards Steve and I. If it gets too loud because I'm right here, let me know. Steve, I'm going to do like a little video that I can show the members.
Okay.
If you're a channel member, I'm going to film like a little YouTube behind the scenes because this is ridiculous setup. It's cloudy and 50. Okay. Well, it's also like 10 o'clock there. So we're supposed to get up to like 50 degrees today too. But it's sure not right now.
Well, this is Colorado. So as soon as the sun gets above the clouds on the horizon, it'll warm up a lot.
You gotta talk towards the microphone.
Okay.
Sit forward. Keep talking.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Colorado is because we're so high, the sun will heat you up faster than the atmosphere will. So we're about a mile high here. We're at 5,200 feet. So here in Loveland.
Yeah. That dedication right there, right, Melissa? David says 19. Are you in Colorado too, David? You love the setup?
David is New Mexico.
Oh, no, sorry, David. You're New Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez. Wow. That seems really cool. We were in New Mexico for the annular eclipse.
5,400 feet.
Oh, 5,400 feet. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we went out to
Farmington,
Bisti Badlands. You've probably seen that video, but that was super cool. That part of New Mexico, I didn't even know it was there, really, honestly. Yeah. Can you scooch in just a little bit more? I'm afraid they won't be able to hear you because you like look away.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to read the screen at the same time. So.
I know. And remember the camera's up there. I have one of those stupid laptops that has the camera at the bottom. Maybe it's for gamers. I don't understand why people want to see up your nose. Not good. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's so great to see you all. I think the only other time this channel's gone live was New Year's last year, and it was just kind of like we're watching the sunrise over Fort Collins, and we didn't really interact. Lizzie was in town, so this is the first time we've really sat down to chat with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 5,400 people. Okay, you're very similar to us, David. Yeah, I know, Melissa. Why? We don't love that. We don't love the up the nose image. But I suppose if you're like head down playing a game, that's a gamer thing, I think.
Businessmen thought it was better, and they didn't realize that photographers will tell you, no, nobody wants to look up your nose.
No one wants to look up your nose. We're streaming directly through the YouTube app. In the past, on my other channel, I have streamed through StreamYard, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go do it easy here. Oh, of Albuquerque. Oh my gosh, did you go see the balloons recently, or is that just a madhouse? Yeah, that would be fun to do. My sister's awake. It'd be fun to do, but I feel like that would be really busy. Okay, good. We're really close to the house and we have pretty good internet, but it's just Wi-Fi. So I'm so
Yep.
glad it's doing well. Yeah. And we're just like reading your comments off the side. If you've live streamed, you kind of know how that works. Um, so hey, we should
Hey,
probably say I'm Monique.
this is Steve.
We started this YouTube channel about 2.5 years ago, almost exactly.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, almost exactly, because we were sitting around going, hey, we're not getting out as much as we want to.
Yep.
And I am obsessed with YouTube. And I was like, can we start YouTube? And I asked that for like months.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm kind of slow when it comes to
He's very
other
much,
people's. Well, even my ideas are slow to develop.
and he's an introvert, everybody. Okay. So I have to coach him along. But he's done so well. Like if you followed this channel for the last couple of years, he's really, you've gotten used to maybe a little
Yep.
bit more. Okay. So it's worked though. We've really gone up in Rocky a lot more. We're only 45 minutes from Estes Park. So we've gone up quite a few times every single year, and kind of explored around our area and other places, and introverts rule. That's right. Well, and that's kind of the thing with us nature and wildlife photographers. We just want to kind of blend in with the environment, which is awesome too. And just
Well,
kind of quietly do our craft.
Yeah, if you watch the landscape photographers on YouTube, almost all of them are off by themselves.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
No getting together in crowds, no big conferences, blah blah blah.
And some people aren't even in front of the camera, like on YouTube. I don't think Nature Photo Studios. Are you on camera? I don't remember. I watched some of your videos, but I might be getting them mixed up with another channel. So, Steve, an introvert? No. Yeah. And I'm kind of the camera person. I set up all the
She's
gear,
the video guy.
the
Person.
Yeah, guy.
Gal,
Guide,
whatever.
gal. The microphones, all of that. That's my jam. He kind of shows up,
Yeah.
and I'll say, Steve, what are you doing? Oh yeah, we're filming a video. I can multitask a lot, and that's not something you love to do.
I tend to get focused on things.
Melissa says, okay, so I'm slowly getting into YouTube. Okay. Yeah, Melissa, I love the story of why you started YouTube. I found your channel a few months ago and loved it ever since. The one that you got me hooked was the energy you guys had when shooting the moon. Oh my gosh. Was okay.
There's some other connotations with that statement, but yes.
Shooting the moon. Anyways, was that the one with the bald eagle that I was like doing my happy dance? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I still love that photo. Introverts rock. Yeah. And honestly, shy and introverted, I think, are two different things. And I was cripplingly shy as a kid. And it wasn't until like 8 years ago when Periscope first came out. And I do so much work with the animal rescues. And I was like, this could help. Live stream could help dogs that need to be adopted. And so I started live streaming many years ago when Periscope was a thing. And I've kind of never put a video camera down since then.
Yeah. Put her on video and yeah, she's right there.
Yeah. So that's why we have this channel. We love it. And we love to share our adventures with you. Every time I go to Rocky, like I moved to Colorado 11 years ago, and I remember standing in Rocky just going, dude, I live here. Like, dude, I'm here. This is people from all over the world just dream of being right here. I was like, started crying. It was so beautiful. And I thought everybody wants to see this. There are people who'll never get here. They're too far away or whatever. So we just absolutely love sharing Colorado. Neither one of us are from here, but we'll never leave. Well, don't say never. Of course, there's a lot of beautiful places around the world, but we've barely scratched the surface of what there is in Colorado and around this area. So yeah. Yay. So welcome, Melissa and Irene. Let's see. Introverts rock. I think you have to be introverted to nature photography because you have to have the patience to be out with nothing happening for hours on end. Wow, that is the truth. Yeah. Okay, so I have a video in the works about like how I feel about landscape photography.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm the one who's like, Steve is diligently. You've got your camera.
Got my camera, find my angle, my composition, set it up and wait. Yeah,
and he's very good at that. I hear an owl and I have to run down the trail a half a mile and I can't find it. So I come back and on the way I hear something else. Like just now there was the geese were freaking out and leaving, and in the winter in Colorado that means there's a bald eagle around. And
well, this could be their morning lap though.
No, I saw
Okay.
a big bird
Oh,
flying over
we do have
right before
eagles
we
too?
went live. So,
Yes, we have bald eagles here in the wintertime. But we've got a pond right back there. I don't know if you can actually.
no,
You
you
see,
can't really
you
see
see,
it. You see the
yeah.
berm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in the wintertime, there's bald eagles, and in the summertime, there's osprey.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
So-
it's amazing. And we don't film out there because that's not our property. And
Well,
there's someone who owns it, and he's like, we prefer you not to be out there anymore. And so it was open when we first moved in, but then since then, like some other person bought it. It's just a pond. It's nothing back there really. So that's a bummer. But the birds love it.
yeah, we get to see
And-
some really great birds.
So yeah, the birds, the raccoons.
We have a cottonwood tree just beside the house over that way, and once in a while we'll get hawks and eagles actually roosting in it, or not roosting, but perched in it
Perched, yeah.
while they're watching the surroundings for food, which
Yeah.
gets some really interesting, some great photo opportunities too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and herons too.
Herons?
Yeah, so there's a field right beyond our yard. It's a pretty small yard, and then there's a field, and we see hawks quite often.
Yeah.
Dive down in there for snakes and voles and mice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, one time, 4 buck elks walked through.
Yeah, across the berm there.
Oh my
across the
gosh.
dam.
This is
Yeah.
a couple years ago. And my neighbor called me because she knows that we're all about photography. I hope we're still alive here. And she's like, you got to go outside. And it was super dusk, almost dark. And I brought my camera out and I took some pictures anyway. I think they turned out okay. I ran across them the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot that happened.
Yeah.
So there was 4 elk that walked through just right there through our little neighborhood. And we see them a lot this time of year up until like spring.
Yeah.
In town in Loveland. So that's pretty common knowledge. Let me know. Could someone just type something in there because I don't know if our stream is hanging. Wow. There's a couple things that obviously ask us any questions. We're here to chit chat with y'all. It's so great to see you. Let's see if I can.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Irene. We had some notes just in case we ran out of something to say.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen.
What? Okay. Yeah, like we're going into like our 3rd year here. So it'll be 3 years in June. And we're just super looking forward to 2024.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we wanted to tell you that. Like 2024 is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of what we already do, like taking you up into Rocky, talking about cameras, wildlife, a lot of wildlife. I'm a big wildlife fanato.
No,
Fanato? What's that? Aficionado. Anyways. And just some of the trips we have planned. We're excited to. Oh, you're Sony too, David? Okay. We're excited to share some trips with you. Every year I travel wherever my daughter lives for the grandkids' birthdays, and they're on opposite ends of the year. So in February and August, I always travel wherever she's stationed. And right now she's in the Pacific Northwest. So when you saw some videos of us up in Washington State, upper left, we were visiting for my grandson's birthday. So she's stationed there another 3.5 years. So we'll be back.
Irene's got a question.
I have a question. What is the average hours you spend in the field? Oh, well. So Irene, what we used to have to do is limit it to about 6 hours because of our little dog. Our little dog doesn't really like other people. So sometimes we would hire pet sitters that were in the Bailey fan club. And so we would leave for 5 to 6 hours, which is a very fast trip to Rocky.
Yeah.
Because it takes 45 minutes to get to Estes and then a few minutes to get into Rocky. And so by the time you've spent only 4 hours in Rocky and you have to run back home. But now my sister moved in with us this summer and sometimes we can go out all day.
Yes.
And it's so amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Now in the summer, it's just, we can't get sunrise and sunset all in one, but it's really great. We can just say, hey, Bree, can you stick around with the dog today, or go in and out and just let her out every few hours?
We go up mostly on weekends.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Because we both have, Monique's got her photography business that she has to take care of, and I have a couple of other jobs that I do during the week.
He has a couple businesses. Yep.
Yeah. So,
we're guaranteed to go out one time. Now, today we're live streaming because we weren't able to get out this week. There was a few things going on. One of them we want to tell you about because it was fun yesterday.
How do we stay inspired? That's another question from Melissa.
Melissa, how do you inspire if you're shooting the same location often? Not always possible to go exploring. Live close by. A beach. Oh man. Okay, so Melissa, I used to be super jelly of Mark Smith photography. He's not posting long form very much right now, but he would always go down to the beach in Florida and see osprey all the time and all these
Yeah.
other like pelicans and
Mhm.
really cool birds. And one thing that I think we've done a video on this is the value of going back to the same location over and over.
As conditions change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is like a natural area not too far from here. It's kind of in the city, but we love that spot because if you could walk in a little bit, there's like a pond and
Yeah.
some trees in the mountains in the background. And we've been trying to get that every season.
Yeah.
So it's not very big. It's kind of in the middle, but
Mhm.
going over and over, you really learn the area
As
and
conditions change.
the
Right.
conditions, the animals, what the light's like all year round. So that's kind of inspiring to us, and that's
Yeah.
been Steve's kind of
Well,
thing.
Yeah, and another thing, well, we live right next to the mountains, to Rocky Mountain National Park, and more mountains on either side. So things are always different. You run into something different almost every time you run up to Rocky Mountain. We do go other places, and that helps.
But she's
stay
saying like
inspired.
if you can't really go somewhere,
Yeah.
how do you stay inspired? It's very cold out. Oh my
Try
gosh.
different, trying different things.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dealing with that a little bit right now myself. I've been going out reviewing my photography over the last several years, kind of end of year cleanup, and we're actually putting some photos on our website to sell. And we hit our first pop-up store or
Yeah.
marketplace yesterday, so I was preparing for that. And as I look over all of the history of my photography through my photography, I see a lot of things that were really fun to do when I was doing them, and I don't feel like I'm doing that I have the same energy to it right now. So yeah, I'm starting to look at how to up the ante, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
part of that is just changing up what you're actually photographing, changing your lenses.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing some of that over the next year also.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take you along with that. Maybe going downtown and doing a little street photography, macro photography. There's the basic rule is change up something.
Yeah.
You don't have control over where you can always go or the conditions, but you can change up how you're viewing it. So
Yeah, lenses, compositions,
set up challenges.
your settings. Like let's show them this picture that did well at the market yesterday.
Yeah, this was our bestseller at the market yesterday.
So it may not come across on here very well. Here, let me see if I can.
Yeah.
So it's a great blue heron reflected in the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. Go ahead. Yeah, very simple. And we sold our copies of it yesterday at this pop-up market.
Sold out, yeah.
But it tells a story. It has a little bit of movement in it and the reflection, and you kind of had to be there. And this was at the apartments we used to live at. This was just right out our back door. I know that's kind of cool. But I think there's a lot of things, like common things. Some people don't even photograph great blue herons here because they're so common.
Yeah.
Or like squirrels or crows. Like my mission right now is to try to get a really good picture of a crow. Like some, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
you think
stuff
it's
see all the
easy
time.
all the time. Right?
Oh my gosh. Like, oh, whatever. It's a crow again. Huh. And then you try to take a picture of one. So I think that would be good too, Melissa. And we're actually, we're contemplating this question ourselves. And like Steve said, we're going to take you along on this, journey with us today too. Sorry, this time of year I'm always looking for eagles. So we have a whole bunch of answers for that. Oh, thanks. And it was really nice to be able to, well, I think part of, I don't know if this goes along with what you were saying, Melissa, but it's kind of on my notes here that we want to talk about. Like we did do the very first pop-up market for Cattail Chronicles yesterday, and Steve had printed a lot of things, and Steve prints a lot. He has one of those big Canon printers, and so everything.
Pro 1000.
The Canon Pro 1000?
Yeah.
Or, okay, I don't know what it's called. Because all of my studio work goes off to a lab. But he prints everything for home here, and he prints it often so we can see colors, what it looks like in different sizes and different papers. And so that was just really inspiring. This picture looks a lot different on a computer than it does on a piece of
Yeah.
paper.
What everybody who bought this yesterday, the one phrase that they came out is, it looks like it's almost like a Japanese painting. So, and that is something you're not going to see on Instagram.
It's
or
really good feedback.
anywhere on the website, actually,
Yeah.
in the internet, because you can't get the detail that's involved with it.
That's true.
So-
And there's only so much to look at.
Yeah.
So we had a smallish table there. And this was one of maybe a dozen different prints, not very much. We started small. And so there wasn't like a whole internet to compare it to, like, oh, wow, you know, there it was. And they just bought it. So that's also a good way to kind of get re-inspired too. Maybe go to some art shows or be in some art shows. This was actually a pop-up market that I help host. And so I had my own thing, but Steve was really good about doing this whole thing and printing stuff. Just, I think it got re-inspired for different kind of things, like intentional camera movement. He has another.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's you get some really good shots.
And not just like move your camera during the fall leaves. We all love that, right?
Yeah.
But the birds in flight. He has a very painterly picture of, was it ducks?
Geese.
Geese. Okay.
Yeah.
Taking off at the pink sunrise. Really pretty.
Yeah. Then I did it with a long exposure.
Yeah.
So everything's kind of all blurred together.
Oh,
the
yeah,
sunset
really
was just,
pretty, though.
or the sunrise was just, it kind of turned the lake pink.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty good. It's I'll be putting some of these up for sale on the internet.
On the website. And some of that was just, again, steps out our door because we lived around this lake that everyone could walk around. It was a public area.
And that's another thing that was driven home yesterday, because as I was telling the stories behind a lot of these photographs, there were some that a lot of them, you set up the shot, you go someplace special where you know you're going to see it. But there were a few there that were basically, oh, that's out our back door, or oh, we were just driving by and saw these the bighorns we usually just see up in the canyon,
and then there they were.
Right off the road.
Like, oh, there they are. Well, last year we were just at like a regular park, like that kids play at and people walk their dogs, and there was, what are those things called? They're this big and they're in the water and they have the pinchers. Oh crap! I can't remember. Crawdads. So just crawdads kind of walking across the lawn, and I'm like, cool. And I got way down low, just in a regular sculpted park. So it'd be fun, Melissa, to actually go back to the same places over and over and really become the expert on it. Sorry,
Melissa's asking about a challenge together.
I know. So okay, stay tuned, because we are kind of working on that. We haven't fleshed it out completely, but we love that idea, Melissa. You're reading our mind. Oh my gosh, my phone just fell asleep again. But someone was asking about our lenses losing focus. Do you find that Sony loses focus lock when using the 200-600? Depends on the camera. Never on my A1, never on the A9
No, it does. There's an issue.
But on the A7R4.
Especially in tracking, when you're using focus tracking. When it transitions from, I have issues when it transitions from the sky down into the forest with a forest background. It's just, tracking is almost worthless there as far as I'm concerned. And if it moves in and out, it's not as, with the A7R4 R4 that I'm using, it does lose focus every so often. I'm finding if a lot of times I'm really stretching the 600 millimeter aspect of it a little bit further than it should be. And it gets a little challenging to maintain focus then. So
that's something we should put. We have a video that we're crafting right now, talking about kind of the idiosyncrasies of using a 200-600 like a long lens. So that's a good one. We should add to that.
There are,
because it kind of depends on which camera you're using. Like the A7R4, Steve really loves it because it's high megapixel. It's really great for landscape. It does have that blackout that I can't stand. So it's not as equipped for the 200-600 wildlife type stuff, which we are now gravitating toward.
I think it's great at wildlife also.
It is. Not for like how fast I shoot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answers your question. Kind of yes and no.
There are issues with the 600. I think somebody asked about how we got started.
Yeah. So I think we answered that, right?
No.
Oh,
How
sorry.
we got started in photography?
Oh, in photography. Wait, I want to read down here first.
Okay.
There's a couple easy ones. Yeah, the 52 assignments. Love those kind of books. Those are great, and so that would be good, Melissa. Maybe look into that. How'd you get started, Irene? Melissa, we'll look into nature. Okay, cool. Have you spent time together? Oh no, I haven't. But someone from our camera club keeps posting all these pictures that he took there. Really, really want to go.
It's on our list for a nice winter trip.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe New Year's or something like that.
Yeah, for our anniversary?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That'd be great. My A1 will do what I call swim, where it loses just a little bit, but then regrabs focus. Oh gosh, David, I'm not having that. But there's a bunch of different focus settings. So I would suggest trying some different settings too for different focus points and things. I wish I can get my hands on the A5. I wish I'd have done more with that when we rented it, because it has so many great focus points. Doesn't help with your A1, of course. I actually haven't looked for a firmware update in a while. That would be the first thing to do too, David, is firmware update. The lens has an update and the camera. Both of them have software to update. So I would look into that too.
Yeah, swimming is a good term for that, because that's a way that I would read what happens a lot with mine.
Did we already get up all the questions? So Irene was asking, how did we each get started in photography? Do you want to start that, or should I?
Oh, I can start that.
Okay.
I started in astrophotography actually way back in the film days. I think I bought my first telescope with my own money when I was like 14, and was kind of holding I had actually used that, and then I bought an Olympus OM1N, which was had the infrared filters removed from it so that you could do astrophotography more nicely. So I was doing that for a lot of times, and then I went to college, studied astronomy and physics for a while. Got out of photography until I got to Colorado here, and I was in Minnesota originally. In Minnesota, I did a lot of hunting, and I moved out to Colorado, and I took a look at the size of the elk and how far away you have to carry them once you shoot them. I was like, nah, I like cameras better. So I started doing a little more nature photography, and then got married, had a couple of daughters, and my oldest one simply went nuts on photography as soon as she found out her mother's cell phone could take pictures. So it became a way for us to do things together, and that rekindled my desire to do photography, the joy that I get from actually photographing stuff. So, and that's got us through today.
Yeah. Yes, I do want to see the cranes and snow geese at. I didn't realize I guess there is an acronym, DBA.
BDA.
BDA. So, oh my gosh, see, it got colder, like the sun went behind a cloud. So, unbelievably, it's actually colder. For me, here's the story I always tell. Okay. All right, you're going to hear this story. I got into photography because I stole my sister's camera. Okay. All right. So, to be fair, my sister is an amazing artist. My sister that lives in the Northwest. And she was really good at drawing, painting, everything. So she got an old film camera way back in the day, in the 80s, but she never touched it. She'd rather do the other kind of art. And then in high school, I was like, I want to do photography. Let me try it. And so she wasn't using her camera, so I just took it. To this day, she doesn't even remember. She's like, oh, I wondered what happened to that camera. Because I told her, I'm like, I'm real sorry I stole your camera. She's like, you did? I don't even remember that. So I took photography in high school kind of loosely. And then I started having kids and photographed them and got some cameras. And then, kids and life and all that. So I ended up doing something else. I managed a veterinary practice, and I took my camera there sometimes. So I have behind the scenes pictures, and they might even still have on the wall, because I love photographing like them looking at x-rays and doing surgery. I know that sounds weird, but I love that. And at the same time, my kids, I had a lot of kids, and they were going through, middle school and high school, and all the sports and all of the everythings like scouts and sports and band. And so I'd photograph all of them and their friends. And so I started a portrait photography business in Washington years ago. And of course, I liked wildlife, but I was too darn busy. I was way too busy at the time to really do much more with it. And it's expensive to raise all those kids. And so then moved to Colorado, had some hiccups in my life, but was still had started my photography business back up here after working at the vet clinic again because it was easy working in the front office of the vet clinic. And so when I finally decided, here I'm going to scroll down. Maybe. Oh my gosh, my fingers are cold. No. Okay. No. It doesn't want to scroll, Steve. Okay, maybe that's the end
Okay.
of the questions. So anyway, so then when I was like, okay, I need to retire from veterinary work. I'm kind of done with that. But I miss the animals. And so I was like, okay, I'll start my portrait photography back up that I had part-time run in Washington. Ooh, the wind's picking up. And so I did that, and I was like, I miss the animals, and I ended up at the shelters, and I said, do you want to volunteer? So I did that for years and years and years. I volunteered every single week at the shelters, but in the same time, I was building up my portrait photography business, Pets and Portraits. And then when I met Steve, it was right after a big portrait session, and I was like covered in dog hair. And I was like, I want to check out this little kind of bookstore, antique store, and there he was. And we started talking about photography.
Yep.
And that was a clincher. Like, oh, you like photography? I like photography. You all know how difficult it is to find someone that's willing to go out and sit around with you for hours while you photograph something.
Yep.
Or pull over to the side of the road, right? So we were like instantly buddies. I said, you got to come to the camera club. I was president of the camera club, maybe not then, but later. You got to come to the camera club. We do all these things. And he's like, okay. Because he just moved to this area of Colorado. Yeah. And then it went from there. All of our dates were going out doing photos, right? Do you remember going up to like the Moose Visitor Center? That was one of our dates that summer. Yeah. Like we went on dates with our cameras.
Yeah, the Putter Canyon.
Yeah. Here in Colorado. So then, we kind of, that's our thing that we do together. And then this started. I don't know. That's a really long story to say that's how we both started, kind of as teenagers, right?
Scott.
A blanket. Animal. I know. Irene's worried about us.
What's your favorite species to photograph?
Oh my gosh, of all time. Okay, we thought about this once, and I don't know. I can give you a grouping of animals. I love the challenge of bird photography. There's such a huge variety of birds. That's just kind of a group of animals. If I could just study one, though, I don't know. This is kind of riffing on what you said, Scott. If I could just study one type of bird, I don't want to steal Mark Smith's thunder, but I really do love osprey. I don't know if I would stick with them. I like the challenge of kingfishers for sure. Oof. I don't know. Let me think, Steve. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking here.
And what do you have, Scott? What's yours? No, I'm okay, Irene. Oh, hummingbirds. Irene, is that yours? Ooh, how about you, Scott? What do you think?
I think currently my challenge, one of the challenges to myself are the small brown birds.
Oh, LBBs?
Yeah.
Little brown birds?
It's everybody ignores them, but I'm starting to get some interesting little shots, and their behavior is different. I was watching a little wren in our backyard this summer, and that little bird sure did not take any crap from any other bird at all. I think that right now that's my favorite.
Just any LBB. Yeah. Okay. I can't.
Bighorns are cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, for sure. I love the bighorns. And right now they're in rut. So, and like they're down in the Thompson River Valley, whatever that people call it.
Big Thompson.
Big Thompson Canyon. Yeah. So they're in there like 15 minutes from our house, a lot. And I think, Scott, are you in like south of Denver? Do you see them down in, what's the other place everyone goes for them?
Glen something?
No. Scott, what's the other place everybody goes? Waterton Canyon, I think. That you can kind of walk through them. Ruby-crowned kinglets. Ooh, fast and tiny. Like that's a challenge, right, Irene? How fun. Bobcat, if you can find them. I've only seen them like as I'm driving past or like, I don't know. Yeah, Waterton Canyon. That's it. I
Yeah.
haven't actually been down there. We have them right 15 minutes from here,
Yeah.
so haven't needed to go down to
Mm,
Waterton. It's pretty busy though, isn't it, Scott? Like a lot of people go
yeah.
there. I want to say it's very accessible, but I don't know. Bears. Okay, so that is on my bucket list. Bears are on my bucket list. Now, I saw in the Rocky Facebook groups that people saw bears this year on the east side, like up in the hills and stuff. And I have a friend, and she's like, there's only like 25, 30 bears in Rocky. Like, it's very rare to see them. Steve used to live in southern Colorado,
Down by
Trinidad.
Trinidad. I actually had one. It was probably like 1 a.m. in the morning. It was really late at night, and I was driving down Main Street in Trinidad. And this was fall, so they were out basically eating as much as they could eat. And as I was driving down Main Street, there was a bear on the sidewalk, running down the sidewalk right beside me. So I got to drag race a bear. So
And every time we go back down there, I'm like, okay, take
where's
me
the
to where you
bears?
see the bears. And every time we go down there, that's
Yeah,
where Steve's kid's mom lives. And we'll ask her, like, okay, where are the
yeah,
bears? And they just look at me like, what?
yeah. But
Why
then,
do you want to find the bears?
yeah. But then there's the time here in Loveland. We went up to
Oh
Rocky
my
Mountain.
gosh. My sister from Washington was visiting, and she's like, we're going to see a bear. We're going to see a bear. We went up to Rocky. Of course, we didn't see
Yeah.
a bear. But where was the bear?
In the tree in the Safeway parking lot, just
Here in
about a mile
Loveland.
down the street.
There was a bear in the tree a mile from our house at Safeway.
So
What? You see them almost every year near Red River, New Mexico. Okay, that's getting added to the list.
Mhm.
Scott said it is. I'd almost say the sheep are so used to humans that I may not even be wild. I have friends from the camera club that I think used to go down there and hike in quite a ways. So maybe there's another spot there, but yeah. Ariane says accidentally came across a coyote here in New York City. It's been a challenge to find one again. You know what's interesting is I've heard they're all over in like LA.
Yeah,
There's coyotes, so many.
I saw a video. I think it was actually a nature program. Uh, they actually showed coyotes popping the lids off of milk that was being delivered to houses and sipping some of the milk.
Oh my gosh.
So
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
coyotes like people. People generate all kinds of food for coyotes.
Oh my gosh. Scott says, what's your dream location trip to go on for photography? It's got to be upper right. Maine. I know that sounds like everybody's dream, but I've always wanted to be the very first person in the US to watch the sunrise
Mhm.
and like the fall colors. I would love, love, love to go there. That's on the list. What about you?
Um, oh God, because the mountains are just amazing. But I think it's got to be the Northwest of the U.S., Oregon, Washington beaches. I've always liked the big bluffs, watching the storms come in, and then now with seeing more of the wave activity also. There's just
Wow.
although the redwoods in California, they get that mist in the morning.
Oh. We follow all the landscape photographers that you
Yeah.
do. And, you know, I don't know, was it Gavin? Like 4 years ago, this video haunts me. It was amazing. He was out like King Tides or something in Oregon or Washington, and the wave action was incredible. I just want to go.
Mhm.
I want to go out there and see that. And I lived in the Northwest for 40 years and went to the beach all the
Yeah.
time, but I'll go back any minute. You know, my sister Bree and I were there in September in the Oregon coast and saw a whole bunch of just gray whales. Gray whales. We just
Mhm.
sat there. We were the only ones just sitting there watching these gray whales in September. It was incredible. I've been to the San Juan Islands. Let's see. Let's see.
Theban, is that pronounced correctly? I think from
Where are you?
Vancouver Island just
Oh,
showed up.
Theban. Yeah. So Vancouver Island would be really pretty. My daughter lives just over in
Just across the sound from that.
yeah, Port Angeles. She lives in Port Angeles, so it's a ferry ride. I gotta find my passport, honestly. But I love like Adam, you know,
Mhm.
is up there that we watch on YouTube all the time. The amount of waterfalls up there is incredible. I really want to take you to San Juan's because you can get lost there. I just love it there. So that would be yours. We're opposite sides.
That's-
All right,
it's
we'll,
just-
we'll do both. It's fine.
Yeah.
I know it sounds amazing. Well, with my daughter there, I mean, we have a place to stay.
Yep.
And we can see the grandbabies, so I'm in. I'm totally in. So yeah, good morning, Thabin.
That's David.
Just woke up. Yeah, well, it is only 7:40 there. I understand, but you've got a lot of stuff you could photograph there. That's fun. Oh, Irene saw the documentary about the coyotes. Okay, yeah. You have a pair of coyotes in your yard, David. Oh wow, we've seen a lot more up in Rocky lately. We saw some just right there, but Sheep Lakes the other day, and then I saw other people post that there had been 10 there just minutes before we got there.
Yeah.
Just do. We see them a lot more there now.
Yeah.
Any plans to head to Europe or up north to Canada?
Canadian Rockies are always nice. An interesting challenge because I've gone up. I used to live up in northern Minnesota. We'd just pop across the border whenever relatives came up, kind of get a view there. And I've driven across the plains, taken the highway from Minnesota up into Canada and then across to Banff. So I've been up there. Rockies are great. The plains would be really interesting to photograph, I think. I have trouble expressing how phenomenally vast the plains are and how they look to people, which is always kind of a challenge. So Canada is a thought.
Europe, it's not immediate. We still have 2 kids in college.
A couple more years there.
So they have chosen very expensive degrees.
Well, one of them has.
No,
Lucy's is expensive, but she's
in-state.
a California resident, so she's in state and has a lot of California benefits.
Yeah. So
To help her through.
her degree, she only has a year left.
Yeah.
So, So probably not right away, just because of cash. But I would love to go to Croatia.
Oh well, yeah.
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 I would love that. Greece, Spain. Yeah, I mean all the places. All the places. Okay.
And
They're
our
beautiful.
the gal that edits our videos actually lives in Sweden.
She's on Visby. Visby?
Gutenberg Island or something like that.
Yeah. So I would love to go see Katie. That's on my bucket list too, actually, Sweden. And see my editor, because the person who edits these videos lives there. I just love her. And I want to meet her little kids. They feel like my grandkids. She's amazing. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that'd be a great one. Katie would love it if we came. You're going to go to see the puffins? Okay, so where's the tufted puffins on Oregon coast? Again, when I lived there, I was so busy with my kids and work
Is it
that
on
I
the
didn't
Oregon
know.
coast? Because they're talking about Scotland.
Well,
later
Scott
on.
said Oregon coast. I know. I would love to see that too. With so many parks going to permit entry, do you find non-permit spots getting more crowded? No, because they don't get as much splash. An hour from here is Red Feather Lakes and kind of the Poudre Canyon. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. No one's ever there. It's just an hour difference. So a lot of people come up from Denver. So it's a little far for people from Denver maybe to get another hour up, but it's so peaceful. It's so peaceful up there. So I have not seen that. It's the really hot ticket ones that are on all the Instagrams and all the the most traveled lists, and I'm going to Portland, where should I go? And Multnomah Falls, and so it's on people's bucket list to go to the big places, which is why they have to do the timed entry, which I completely agree with. So we'll have another video coming out about that for Rocky, but I haven't noticed that. So
and what I notice in Rocky and what it's been kind of
good morning, Carolyn.
Helped to encourage us to get there earlier in the morning before timed entry goes into effect, so we're more frequently online for the sunrises, and also later in the evening for the sunsets. So in the morning you get a lot more wildlife before timed entry. Once the people start showing up.
That's true. That's a good point. All you have to do is be there an hour before everybody else, and you're fine.
So,
which is not that big a stretch. It feels like it at 2 a.m. when the alarm goes off, though. There's been many times we meant to go up and we're tired.
But I don't. The people that want to go to these parks with timed entry, they're going to go.
Yeah.
And they're really there's some really nice places. Vudavane,
Vitavue.
Vitavue,
Up in Wyoming.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gorgeous. And it's a little more traveled. Like, let's face it,
But,
the
yeah.
population's exploded in the last 30, 40 years. So old timers
this
like
is
us are
Front
like,
Range, yeah.
yeah, but I used to be able to go up there with no one there. Like, yeah, okay, well, there's been
Yeah.
30 more years of generations plowing up here that want to travel and see the same places.
And a few 100,000
You know,
more people.
Lots more people. So, you kind of have to protect the areas, and that's how they're doing it. Your birds are mad right now because you didn't feed them.
I know, it's time for them to eat.
You didn't feed the blue jays today, and they're like, hey, where's our peanuts? Good morning, Carolyn. Just seeing this. You'd love to see the coast of Scotland. Ooh, yes,
Yeah.
It does look amazing. Let's see. Croatia does look so pretty. Nick Page, I know. I follow him. He wasn't very far from where I used to live. Well, like 7 hours. Washington State's huge. Haystack Rock is where they are. I've been out there many, many, many times. But again, it was just like playing with the kids. So I didn't really pay attention to what particular birds were on Haystack. That is a hot spot too, though, because everybody, like, it's a screensaver for Microsoft. Everybody knows Haystack Rock. So I'd say go on like a weekday or something.
How far is that from your daughter?
Cannon Beach, no, she's up north.
Okay,
Cannon
this is
Beach
down
and
south.
Haystack Rock is Oregon coast, and so it's like 2 hours from
Okay.
Portland, or an hour and a half, something like that. Stepsister and her husband retired and moved to Portugal. Ooh, that sounds gorgeous too. So adventurous, yeah. I'm impressed with their tenacious abilities to deliberately manifest your dreams. Yeah, Portugal looks beautiful too. I love like the rugged coastline. Irene, I'd love to head to the northern west coast to photograph the coastal wolves. I've always been fascinated with them. Really? So of the U.S. or somewhere else?
Yeah, that's up along the British Columbia and Alaska. They have wolves that are along the coast, actually on the islands
of Canada. Gotcha.
Around. Yeah.
Interesting.
I've seen some YouTubes on them.
Yeah. I want to go back to Alaska too. I went there once, like 20 years ago. But my sisters and I would like to go too.
The puffins, April to July.
April to July. Okay, so that's always when my kids are super busy in school.
That just got added to the bucket list.
That's definitely, I agree.
Puffins have always been an interesting thing to shoot for me. I've not shot them, but.
So I have family near Portland too. So kind of up and down Washington state. So, but April is the full eclipse.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing this year.
We're going to have to figure out where to go.
We're going to be going down to Texas for the full eclipse of the sun.
Somewhere in Texas is where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our big April trip. So that's what we're doing. Not quite sure how that's going to pan out right now because we haven't really planned it very well or like at all.
Yeah.
We just have known for 4 years that's what we want to do.
Well, there have been some, it's been, let's just say, an interesting winter so far. And there's been some challenges, and I think we've got most of them worked out now.
Yeah. Bertie Gregory photographer. Ooh, I'll have to look that person up. Ooh. A couple other things we're looking forward to this year is we want to do more hikes in Rocky.
Yeah.
And so we'll take you along on more like longer hikes just to learn how to better hike and get more fit, and we just want to do that.
There are some amazing lakes in Rocky once you get off the main road. And to be quite honest, most of the people, if you get half a mile to a mile away from the roads, they're gone. They won't go that far in.
Well, there's some major hikes out of Bear Lake that a massive amount of people on. The hikers love it, but they run up, they run back down.
Some of them literally run.
Literally, it's amazing. But we want to figure out a lot of more hiking. So we'll probably take you along on some vloggy style photography, hiking, minimal gear type of things because my pack is so heavy. So I want to do that. We're going to explore more west slope of the Rockies.
Yeah.
It's
west
beautiful.
slope of Rocky Mountain National Park.
Here, right? Because a lot of people that want to go to Rocky want to stay over on the west side. So we're going to explore that some more. Again, like I'll go back to the Pacific Northwest 2, maybe 3 times because I'll be there in February and August for grandbabies. And then my sister and I are going back in June to the Oregon coast for personal stuff. But, maybe we'll make that a photography trip. that'd be cool. I'm going to Louisville in January. I'm going to Imaging, which is Professional Photographers of America. And I have to say immediately that it's mostly for wedding and portrait photographers. If you look into PPA, Steve went with me one year and there was nothing.
Well, there was
all.
some
it's
of
not
the
geared. Now marketing.
Some of the inspirational marketing and business.
Yeah, and the inspirational
were
classes
useful.
are okay for wildlife and landscape, but it's really not geared towards
No.
wildlife and landscape.
Not
So
at
if you, unless you're a portrait or wedding photographer, sports photographer, it's really not a conference for you. But I will be there for sure. My sister's going with me. We're gonna have fun in Louisville at the big conference. Oh my gosh, conference. We're gonna have to brew some more coffee. What else do we have planned? I think that's pretty much it. I do want to, before we wrap up the hour, just kind of, I don't have like a streaming software set up to give you these links, but we invite you to join we have a membership here on YouTube now. It's $3 a month. It's the coffee club to support our habit and, give us some fuel to go out and do these videos for you and with you. So if you're interested, there's a coffee club right here on YouTube. Very easy to join, and we put behind the scenes videos in there, so you get kind of advance notice what's going on.
Yeah, and we've been talking about adding some other things. We'll see what that goes this year.
So we might do another thing in there. So
we're just kind of getting started on the other aspects of YouTube besides just taking a video, putting it up there. Stephen's asking about, do we have ospreys in our area?
Yeah, we sure do. In the spring and summer. And they do hunt fish right here at the pond behind us. There's many osprey nests around our area. So absolutely love the osprey here. Do we have videos with them in it? I think so. But
I don't know.
Besides, just kind of like there's osprey, but we're here to see the heron rookery. I want to, and we've gone out many times, but we've always gone to a pond where they weren't there that day. So we need to work on that this summer because they're here.
Oh yeah.
So we can see them in the nest and flying around, but to get them diving, we have to get in the right spot at the right time. You have osprey in Houston. Nice. Other things on the agenda for this year. Oh, obviously, we have a newsletter. Steve writes a newsletter about once a month.
It's been a little sporadic this year,
but we invite you to join the newsletter. Just kind of keep in touch with us if that's something that's interesting.
And keeps you. We put updates about Rocky Mountain and other parks in the area, things that are going on. Some of what we're doing.
Yeah.
We have a photo of the month.
Yeah.
That I put on there. And I'm actually looking at, I'm not sure about this yet, but I'm looking at introducing any prints that we're going to put on our website to sell, introducing it in the newsletter first. So they would get the first, hey, we got this one.
Well, it's kind of nice because you've got the website set up where if you're like, oh gosh, I only saw that photo for a minute in the video, you might be able to go look at it closer on the website, and then obviously if you want to purchase it we have right now Steve's printing them right here. We print them and ship them from right here at our home. I'm playing around with some other ideas just for funsies, like my sister and I need another business. I'm helping her with another business, and we've made some stickers. My camera's too far away, but this says coffee, cameras, wildlife. We have some little icon stickers. Oh my gosh, the thing's too far away, but I'll put this somewhere. We have some cute little stickers that we're doing. Oh, buy stickers. And some other, I don't know.
Okay. Wolf introduction.
Ooh. Do you think the wolf introduction is going to go here? Sorry. Oh, that's not. And you have osprey nesting on the ocean here, trying to chase them down to see where they fish. Because I know that Mark Smith did that too in Florida.
Well, Stephen's up in Vancouver, Vancouver Island.
Oh, that's right. So, nice. Ooh, that's cool.
That should be some good.
That'll be
good
awesome.
Background to catch them in.
Oh yeah. What were we just going to answer though?
Wolf reintroduction.
The wolf that is such a heated debate up here because the ranchers that are out kind of by themselves in the mountains, they're just convinced that the wolves are going to eat their cows. I think that's stupid, honestly. I'm just kind of like, that's my opinion. I don't think they have to worry about it. But I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take.
I think there's some good education that's going on. Um, yeah, I don't know.
The ranchers are trying everything they can to reverse that. I don't feel bad for the ranchers. Not enough wolves to really make a difference.
Well, one, they've got plenty of elk and deer anymore to do it, and that's where they're introducing them, I think, to help control those herds more than anything else. Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's just like they're afraid of what? Like we have one wolf and it's going to come after every single one of your all the ranches. Like that's just silly.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
I think
true.
the population has grown so much in the urban areas that the desire to have it be a successful reintroduction will overwhelm objections to it. So
yeah.
we'll see.
And wolves will just walk on down if they want to anyway.
Yeah, I think we've had some
You know,
come down out of
like-
Wyoming.
I mean, just because it's in the news and it's in the legislature that people are working on it. Otherwise, the wolves can do what they want. Like they can walk on down from Wyoming if they want to. Oh, Carolyn, yeah, fun business with my sister. Like it's mostly hers, but I'm helping her with the business part. Yeah. You have a wolf dog project. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we have a wolf sanctuary where kind of near here that has a location, like a few acres that they help with these people who try to make wolves into pets and it doesn't work out. And so there's a sanctuary for them. That's a different kind of issue. They're contained. That's where they stay.
Yeah.
And they're taken care of there. They're not wild anymore, but they're too wild to be pets. I don't know why people choose to do that with the wolves. That's silly. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of dogs that need to be adopted. Just get a dog. So I think that's kind of everything that we wanted to announce or just talk about today. We're coming up on an hour. We'd only really set aside an hour. Steve has got to brew more coffee and maybe go on a bagel run. Maybe a bagel run.
Yeah, I messed up the pizza order last night, so I'm kind of obligated to do something nice. The
pizza was gross. I can't believe it. I know. Go get warm, right, Scott? But it's been really great fun.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Did you have fun?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we found something that Steve loves too. The webcam quality is not awesome, but you all understand. You get it. Yes, but I think we'll probably go out for sunset tonight or sunrise tomorrow, something like that, because they've been really pretty. You won't be able to see it, but maybe I'll post it in a post. The sunrise this morning was absolutely gorgeous. Just
clouds
right here.
In the sky with
pink,
with just that little gap along the east horizon, so the sun could come up and the colors just pop.
So it's been amazing. Great. It's been so nice to kind of get to talk with you, Melissa and David and Carolyn and Scott and everybody, Theben, everyone. It's been so wonderful to just talk to you. I love live streaming. So we'll have to do this every quarter or something like that. That would be super fun. I think. And okay, good. Melissa liked talking to us. Okay, nature photo studios. Yep. Okay. All right. We're committed. Two people said that's all it takes to tip me over. Like, sure, we'll do that again. And we were blessed with no wind this morning. It was supposed to be very windy today.
It will be windy later.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it's been so great to talk with you. Yay. Thanks so much for coming along and following us here on YouTube and supporting us and watching our antics.
Yep.
And all the things I talk Steve into. Yay. Yes. Yeah. You have a great rest of your weekend too, everyone. And we'll see you in the next one. And we'll have a produced video next week.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Okay, I got to take my glove off so we can say goodbye. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. Bye. Have a good day. Okay.
And
oh, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, I got to see all the little hearts come in. That's so cute. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Bye. Okay, bye.